It's one of the most famous dive watches of all time, but is this Casio a must-own? What's good, bro? I'm Louis Gusto. Welcome to another watch review. Today we're checking out this bad boy. It's the Casio MDV 106, aka the Casio DURO. We'll be checking out the materials, features, and how I feel about this watch. But before we get into any of that, make sure you finesse that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this, and drop a comment below. What's your favorite Casio watch? The Casio MDV 106B-1A1V retails for $74.95 and comes in standard Casio watch packaging. That's a white paperboard slipcover with the blue Casio word mark over a blue paperboard box with white Casio word mark. Inside you'll find the watch on a black plastic watch stand with cardboard label and the instruction manual. The case and bezel are made from stainless steel and aluminum. It's got a stainless steel back as well as a resin strap with stainless steel pin and buckle closure. The MDV 106 measures 49.5 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a case width of 46.3 millimeters, a case thickness of 12.1 millimeters, and the watch weighs a whopping 92 grams. The watch crystal is made from mineral glass. It's got a stainless steel screw lock back as well as a screw lock crown. The case also features an anti-reverse rotating bezel. And now let's take a closer look at the watch face, starting with that rotating bezel. At the 12 o'clock position is a triangular wedge with a lume circle. At the multiples of 5, there are large ticks, minute ticks up to 15, and every 10 is an Arabic numeral, starting at 10 and going all the way to 50. Beneath that mineral glass is a sloping chapter ring with minute ticks. There are applied indices here at the 12 o'clock position, dual wedges, a square at the 3 o'clock position, rectangles at the 6 and 9 o'clock position, and everything else is a circular index. The watch features a black sunburst dial with Casio word mark, an arrow hour and second hand, as well as a dagger minute hand. At the 3 o'clock position, you have the date box surrounded by a white square, and below the hands, you have that famous Marlin logo with the WR 200 meters, and at the 6 o'clock position, if you squint really hard, you can see the Japan movement wording. The hour, minute, and second hand, as well as every hour index, features applied lume, and it looks amazing. And now let's talk about the features of this watch. Like I mentioned, it does have an anti-reverse rotating bezel which clicks and it's very satisfying. Applied lume at all the important positions. A screw lock crown, you just have to unscrew it and pull it out in order to adjust the time. In order to adjust the date, you gotta go one full day. And of course, being a dive watch, it is water resistant up to 200 meters. Now that we got the features and tech specs out of the way, let's check out how the Casio DURO looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. So once again, we're checking out one of the most iconic watches of all time, the Casio MDV 106, aka Casio DURO, or DURO, or however you want to pronounce it. This is an essential diver's watch. And even though it retails for $74.95, you can frequently find it for much cheaper, like $50 on sites like Amazon. As a matter of fact, I will have an affiliate link in the description below in case you want to add this watch to your collection. It comes in a variety of colors. I chose the black dial with the Batman bezel, that's black and blue. It also comes in other color combinations, including red, blue, teal, but I felt like this one represented my personal style the best. Wearing this watch, I really can't believe I got it for such an inexpensive price. It feels like a much more expensive, luxurious watch. It just blows my mind that a watch like this can be on your wrist for less than $75. The materials are sturdy. You've got stainless steel, aluminum, mineral glass, and even though that band is made out of resin, it doesn't feel cheap. It's very comfortable and wears very well on my 7.5-inch wrist. The watch is not too big, it's not too small. The rotating bezel is a nice touch. Probably something I'm never really gonna practically use, but I love hearing those clicks. I guess being able to rotate that bezel is sort of having like a fidget spinner on your wrist. I have other watches in my collection with applied lume, but the lume on the Casio DURO just looks absolutely phenomenal. In a dark room, you can see it nice and bright. So far on this channel, we've taken a look at a lot of Casio watches, some digital, some analog, some cheap, some expensive. For my money, this is one of the best value Casio watches that you can own. Even though it comes in at around $50 on most sites, it does not feel cheap. does not look inexpensive. It's a fine watch to have in your collection. It's gonna be water resistant and it's gonna hold up to a lot of things that you can throw on this watch. Even though it is a tool watch, it can be worn for a variety of occasions, to the office, to a nice restaurant, an expensive date, an important interview, a museum gallery opening, really anything except cleaning up around the house or to the gym. I knew the CASIO DURO was a famous watch, so I was already hyped to review this on the channel, but I really didn't know how much I would truly love this watch until I put it on my wrist. It's instantly become one of my favorites and a welcome addition to my growing collection. I have seen that they made a newer version of this watch without the Marlin logo and with a smaller case size, so I'm glad I was able to get my hands on this one. I'm not sure if they discontinued it or not, because I still see it available on the Casio website, but maybe I was just looking at the wrong page. This particular model has a simple color scheme with a black dial and a black and blue bezel, but I don't think it looks plain by any stretch of the imagination. The indices are fun to look at. The rotating bezel is also a cool addition. The resin strap is comfortable. It looks nice. It's a watch that you can dress up or be casual in. And even if I were to nitpick about this watch, I can't really find anything that I dislike. The Casio word mark on the dial would be maybe something I wouldn't like, but here it's minimal and it doesn't really interfere with the design. The Marlin logo is cool, the applied indices, the arrow hands, the rotating bezel, the color scheme, the resin strap, everything really comes together. And for under $75, I cannot believe this is a watch that's just so affordable. In my opinion, this is an essential watch to have in your collection, especially if you're a Casio or dive watch fan. I don't really know if it's suitable for professional divers. I have to look more into that one, but really anybody else would be lucky to have this one in their collection. I would definitely try to go for this bigger model with the Marlin logo, even though there are other options available. And in terms of affordable Casio watches, it's a huge step up from those digital watches that we've talked about before. Coming in at around $50 on a site like Amazon, I definitely think you can't miss on this watch. I really haven't seen a whole lot of people wearing this watch around NYC as opposed to A158s, 168s, and Casio F91Ws. Because it does come in a few different colors, I think you could pick one that suits your personal style the best. It is also available with a stainless steel bracelet, but personally I think it looks better with the resin strap, but your opinion might vary. It is hands down one of the greatest watches that I've reviewed so far on this channel. It comes in at a great weight, not too heavy, not too light, made of good materials. It's accurate. It's gonna last a very long time. It's comfortable. It looks nice. It can be paired with a variety of different types of outfits. It's gonna be a great conversation starter. And overall, like I said, I think it's one that you definitely have to have in your collection. But I wanna know your thoughts on the Casio DURO, AKA MDV 106. Is it a watch that you have in your collection or are you planning on adding it? Which one? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you watching, bro, and I will see you next time. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.